1. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength in life. Don't try to change external events, instead, focus on your own mind. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that true strength doesn't come from controlling or changing the external world but from the ability to control our own thoughts and emotions. All events, whether good or bad, are beyond our control. And only our reactions are truly within our power. Focusing on the mind will prevent us from being shaken by unforeseen events. When we understand that the world is constantly changing and that no one can control everything, we will realize the value of maintaining calm and mental stability. However, achieving this is not easy. We need to train our ability to accept and learn to let go of things beyond our control. Acceptance is not weakness but a manifestation of mental strength and wisdom. But can we truly ignore external events when they directly impact our lives? When someone loses their job, has an accident, or is betrayed, can they really remain unaffected? Imagine you are an employee at a large company. One day, the company decides to lay you off due to workforce reduction, even though you've done nothing wrong. Initially, you feel angry, desperate, and unfairly treated. But upon reflection, you realize that you cannot change the company's decision. Rather than letting negative emotions take over, you decide to focus on finding new opportunities. You begin planning for the future, learning new skills, and expanding your network. As a result, after a few months, you find a new job with better conditions. This shows that when you control your thoughts and refuse to be influenced by external circumstances, you can transform difficulties into opportunities for growth. Stoicism teaches that true peace doesn't come from controlling the outside world but from the ability to control our mind. When we accept that only ourselves and our reactions are within our control, we will no longer be disturbed by external circumstances. The truth is, we cannot completely control the external world because life is ever-changing and unpredictable. But we can control how we react and perceive things. This is our true power, perhaps. To achieve inner peace and strength, we need to practice acceptance and adaptability. Understanding that the external world is ever-changing and beyond our control makes us more flexible and resilient. But can we truly accept our powerlessness when facing important events, such as losing a loved one or failing in our career? Controlling the mind and refusing to be influenced by external factors is the only way to find true peace and strength. When we master our thoughts and emotions, we will no longer feel insecure amid life's fluctuations. Practice meditation and journaling to enhance your self-control. These practices help you focus on mastering your mind and maintaining alertness. When you focus on what you can control, your thoughts and emotions, you will become stronger and more peaceful in life. 2. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. In life, don't seek revenge by reacting like your enemy. Marcus Aurelius emphasizes that revenge or negative reactions do not add value to oneself but merely make us resemble those we disdain. When we retaliate with negative behavior, we lose our virtue and self-control, weakening ourselves and becoming dependent on anger or resentment. By maintaining virtue and not being drawn into negative behavior, we become stronger and can overcome conflicts positively. This is how we protect ourselves from emotional harm and maintain our good qualities. However, remaining calm and not retaliating requires patience and continuous practice. We must recognize that revengeful actions not only harm others but also damage ourselves, robbing us of inner peace and freedom of mind. But if we choose not to retaliate or react, does that make us weak and susceptible to being overpowered by others? Can we remain strong and not be taken advantage of? Imagine you are a leader in a company. One of your employees deliberately made a mistake and blamed you for it in a major project. You know he is wrong, and you could easily retaliate by criticizing him publicly or trying to have him removed from the company. But you decide not to do that. Instead, You focus on fixing the project and work with professionalism. As a result, you not only protect your reputation but also demonstrate your leadership qualities. While the employee loses the trust of others, naturally Stoicism encourages us not to let negative emotions dominate. Virtue and reason are always the core elements to maintain freedom and inner peace in reality. Revenge may provide temporary satisfaction, but it does not bring peace and often leads to long-term consequences, such as losing calmness and worsening relationships, perhaps. Instead of seeking revenge, we should focus on personal growth and living according to our values. This not only shields us from negative outcomes but also makes us stronger. Can we be patient enough not to respond when provoked? And can we overcome anger to maintain our calm when we don't respond negatively? We preserve our calmness and integrity. This helps us maintain mental freedom and not be affected by others' behavior. Practice letting go and focus on personal development. By refusing to let others influence your behavior and emotions, you will find peace and true strength. This will not only protect you from negative emotions but also allow you to live a meaningful and freer life. 3. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. Don't fear death, fear not truly living. Marcus Aurelius emphasizes that people often fear death, but what's truly concerning is living without fully enjoying life or living with purpose. When we fear death too much, we often miss out on opportunities to experience and live life fully with passion and intention. Recognizing that death is inevitable allows us to cherish life and its present moments more. When we overcome the fear of death, we dare to face challenges and take action to live a meaningful life. However, to truly live without fear, one must have the courage to face the reality that our time is limited. We need to identify our values and goals clearly to avoid losing our way. But does not fearing death make people reckless and careless? If we live as if tomorrow were our last day, would we overlook careful and thoughtful decisions? Imagine you have always wanted to become an artist, but you fear that if you don't succeed, you won't have enough financial stability. You keep postponing pursuing your passion due to the fear of failure. But one day, you meet an old friend who is seriously ill and facing death. This friend tells you that the greatest regret is not daring to pursue their dreams. This makes you realize that the fear of death should actually be the fear of not living fully. You decide to leave your current job and follow your artistic path. Although it is challenging at first, you feel happy and free because you are finally living your passion. Memento mori, remember that you will die. But instead of fearing it, use it as motivation to live each day more fully and focus on what truly matters in reality. Many people do not dare to pursue their passion or live a fulfilling life due to the fear of failure, judgment, or death. They often waste time on meaningless things, only to look back and realize they have not truly lived. Perhaps to live a life without regrets, we must learn to face our fears and act when opportunities arise. When we understand that time is limited, we will no longer hesitate to pursue what is important. Do we have the courage to accept the uncertainties of life and truly live fully every day? Don't let the fear of death prevent you from living a meaningful life. Focus on pursuing your passions and goals, knowing that doing so will bring happiness and fulfillment. Take action when the opportunity arises. Do not hesitate. This will help you live a life without regret and find true happiness. Remember, death is inevitable, but living a meaningless life is something we can change. 4. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. In life, do not do what is wrong, and do not speak what is untrue. Marcus Aurelius advises that we should always act and speak according to moral principles and truth. This is to protect one's virtue and honor. When we live truthfully and righteously, we not only protect ourselves but also maintain the trust and respect of others. Living ethically helps us avoid going astray or getting involved in troublesome situations. When we act truthfully, We will always have a clear conscience and no worries about future consequences, however. Practicing this in all situations is not easy, as the truth can sometimes be hurtful or cause discomfort to others. We need to learn how to speak the truth tactfully and avoid hurting others, but is it always beneficial to act and speak truthfully? Sometimes. The truth can hurt others or make situations worse. Imagine you are a manager at a company and discover a serious error in the production process caused by a colleague. You know that if you report this, your colleague could lose their job. You are torn between protecting your colleague or reporting the error to ensure honesty and product quality. You decide to do what is right for professional ethics and report the error, while also offering help to your colleague to improve their skills and prevent future mistakes. Your action not only ensures the quality of work but also provides your colleague with an opportunity to grow. Stoicism teaches that ethics and truth are the foundations of a meaningful and complete life. When we live according to principles, we not only protect ourselves but also contribute to the greater good in reality. We are often tempted to lie or act unethically for personal gain or to avoid conflict. But this only brings temporary benefits and may lead to serious consequences in the future, perhaps. To live an ethical and honest life, we need to develop the ability to balance truth with sensitivity. This helps us maintain relationships and personal integrity. Do we have the courage to always speak the truth, even when it may cause difficulties for ourselves or others? Honesty and integrity are the basic values that help us maintain the respect and trust of others. When we live by moral principles, we will always have peace of mind and freedom. Always check and evaluate your actions through the lens of ethics. This will help you become an honest, trustworthy person with a clear conscience. When you live by principles, you will find true peace. Point 5. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Don't let obstacles stop your actions. The obstacle itself is the path forward. Marcus Aurelius emphasizes that obstacles are not endpoints but opportunities for growth. When we face difficulties, instead of avoiding them, we should use them as a way to train and improve ourselves. Challenges in life are opportunities for us to learn and grow. If we know how to make use of them, difficulties will only make us stronger. However, turning obstacles into opportunities requires a positive attitude and patience. The key is not to let difficulties discourage us but to view them as an integral part of the growth journey. But can every obstacle be turned into an opportunity? Or are there obstacles that are truly insurmountable and may weaken us? Imagine you are running a small business, but a sudden pandemic occurs, plunging your business into crisis. Initially, you feel hopeless and think that all efforts are futile. But then, you decide to change your strategy, focusing on online sales and home delivery services. This not only helps your business survive but also opens up new growth opportunities. Through this experience, you realize that difficulties are not the end but a chance to adapt and innovate. Stoicism teaches that obstacles are the path to growth. When we face them, we discover our hidden strengths and flexibility. Life always brings unforeseen challenges. Instead of avoiding them, facing and turning them into opportunities is the only way to progress and develop. Perhaps it is precisely difficulties and challenges that create the value and resilience of a person. If we know how to embrace and adapt, no obstacle is insurmountable. Do we have enough patience and courage to view difficulties as opportunities for growth? Or will we let them discourage us? Do not fear or avoid difficulties, for they are opportunities for you to become stronger. Remember that as long as you are patient and hold on to your beliefs, every obstacle can become a stepping stone to success. When you face difficulties, don't give up. Be patient and focus on finding solutions. When you overcome obstacles, you not only solve problems but also become more resilient and mature. Point 6. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Instead of sitting and debating about what it means to be a good person, act to become one. Discussing ethics is meaningless if we do not act according to those principles. Focusing on actions rather than words helps us become righteous and create real value in life. When we act virtuously, we set an example for others rather than merely stopping at words, however. This requires self-reflection and determination to live according to principles. Especially when faced with difficult situations that demand courage and patience. But does acting without theorizing mean we miss out on deeper ethical analysis? Don't theories and philosophies play an important role in guiding our actions? Imagine you are a young person with dreams of becoming an influential leader. Instead of just talking about the qualities a good leader should have, you start volunteering, helping the community, and showing concern for those around you. You realize that by acting and contributing, you not only become stronger and gain experience, but you also have a real positive influence. Others see you not just as someone who talks but as someone who acts for the community. Stoicism always emphasizes the importance of action over words. Only when we truly act according to virtue do we become the best version of ourselves in reality. Talking is much easier than acting. Many people know what is right but do not do it, leading only to procrastination and wasted time. Perhaps we should combine theory and action. Words must be accompanied by actual deeds to prove the value of the theories we pursue. Do we have enough commitment and determination to live by the principles we believe in? Rather than just talking about them, don't just stop at discussing or thinking about ethics. Act according to what you believe in. Only when you act will you feel the value and meaning of virtue. Set specific goals and act to become the best version of yourself. Don't procrastinate or waste time on pointless debates. Focus on doing what you believe is right. Point 7. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Never forget that you could leave life at any moment. Let that determine how you act. Marcus Aurelius encourages us to recognize the brevity and impermanence of life. By remembering that death could come at any time, we learn to appreciate the present moment and live more meaningfully, knowing that life does not last forever. We no longer waste time on meaningless things or grudges. We act, speak, and think in a way that makes our lives most valuable. However, being aware of death should not lead to pessimism or fear. Instead, use it as motivation to live fully and act with purpose. But can remembering that death can come at any moment make us obsessed or anxious about the future? Does it take away our joy in the present? You have always hesitated to express your feelings to someone you love, fearing rejection or lacking confidence. One day, you realize that life is short, and at any moment, either you or that person could be gone. You decide not to hesitate any longer and express your feelings, regardless of the outcome. You feel free and happy for not missing the opportunity and living fully with your emotions. The philosophy, memento mori, remember that you will die. But use it as a reminder to act on what is truly important and meaningful in reality. Many people delay or hesitate to act out of fear. But when they realize life is short, they begin to change and live more fully. Perhaps we must accept that death is an inevitable part of life, and the key is to enjoy life as fully as possible instead of worrying. Do we have enough courage to live a life without regrets when we know our time is limited? Don't delay important things, live fully and don't hesitate to express feelings, dreams, and act according to the values you believe in. Remind yourself every day that life is short and make the most of the present moments to live a life without regrets. 8. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Never forget that your happiness depends on the quality of your thoughts. Happiness does not depend on external circumstances or the conditions we live in, but on how we think and perceive life. When we change our mindset, we change our emotions, and happiness when we control our thoughts. We can control how we react to events in life, thereby maintaining peace and happiness. However, changing one's mindset is not easy and requires continuous practice. We must learn to identify and eliminate negative thoughts to develop positive and beneficial ones. But can we maintain positive thinking at all times? Sometimes life brings situations that make it difficult to remain optimistic. You just went through a painful breakup. At first, you couldn't stop thinking negatively and felt a sense of loss. But then, you decided to change your perspective by focusing on what you learned from the relationship and the opportunity for personal growth. You started engaging in healthy habits like exercising, learning new skills, and connecting with friends. Gradually, you felt happier and realized that positive thinking helped you overcome the difficulty. Thoughts determine our emotions and mental state. When we control our thoughts, we control our lives. Many people are unhappy because they always have negative thoughts about themselves and their circumstances. Changing one's mindset is the key to changing emotional states and achieving happiness, perhaps. Instead of trying to control circumstances, we should focus on controlling our thoughts. This helps us remain unaffected by things beyond our control. Are we ready to change our mindset to achieve happiness? Or will we continue to be caught up in negative thinking? Focus on controlling your thoughts and do not let external circumstances overly affect your mental state. When you change your perspective, you change your emotions and happiness. Practice meditation and self-reflection daily to clear your mind and maintain positive thoughts. This helps you remain calm and happy in life. Point 9. Reject your sense of injury and the injury itself disappears. Don't cling to a sense of injury. When you do, the injury will disappear. Marcus Aurelius advises that the sense of injury exists only because we allow it to. If we do not react or cling to the feeling of being hurt, it will fade away. When we control and do not allow the sense of injury to occupy our minds, we maintain calmness and self-control. However, letting go of the sense of injury is not easy, especially when we feel unjustly treated or deeply hurt. It requires us to cultivate and develop the ability to forgive and let go. But if we ignore all injuries, does that mean we avoid confronting real issues? Allowing others to take advantage of us. You find out that a close friend has spoken badly about you behind your back. You feel hurt and angry. But instead of holding on to that feeling, you decide to confront and discuss it directly with your friend. You express your feelings calmly and encourage your friend to be honest. In the end, the two of you resolve the misunderstanding, and your friendship becomes stronger. You realize that by not clinging to the sense of injury, you resolve the issue more effectively. When we don't let negative emotions control us, we maintain peace and self-control. Many people hold on to their pain because they cling to it and do not seek resolution. Learning to let go is the only way to free the mind. Perhaps not clinging to the sense of injury doesn't mean ignoring it, but rather controlling and handling it rationally. Are we brave enough to confront the injury without letting it control and affect our mood? Learn to let go of the sense of injury and face issues calmly. When we do not let negative emotions dominate, we will find peace. Do not let the sense of injury control you. Learn to let go and keep a calm mind. This will help you live a peaceful life free from negative attachments. Point 10. Do every act of your life as though it were your last. Live each moment as if it were your last. Marcus Aurelius advises us to live and act with full commitment and high awareness, as if there is no tomorrow. This helps us avoid wasting time and focus on what's important. When we live with the awareness that every action is meaningful and could be the last, we make the most of every moment and don't let time slip by meaninglessly. However, we must distinguish between living fully and living recklessly. Ensure that every action carries meaning and value. Not impulsive decisions, but can living as if each day were the last. Lead to careless or thoughtless actions. You have always wanted to start a business but kept worrying about risks and failure. One day, you decide to act as if this is your last chance and put all your energy into launching the project. You feel happy and energized because you finally pursued your passion, regardless of the outcome. You have no regrets for living, acting with all your heart. When we live each day as if it's our last, we act without hesitation and create real value. Many people procrastinate and fail to act due to fear of failure or uncertainty about the future. But that only leads to regret later, perhaps. instead of fear and hesitation. We should live and act with passion and enthusiasm, but also with careful consideration. Do we have the courage to live a life where every action is meaningful and done with full commitment? Don't procrastinate or waste time. Live and act as if every moment matters, so you won't have regrets later. Focus on doing each task well without leaving regrets. When you live with commitment and awareness, you will find true happiness and fulfillment.